I've seen so many people say this is scripted, and it gets me so angry because it wasn't scripted, but like they physically can't show hours of footage, but people were not playing anymore. Like that's how stressful it was. People were screaming when he came back in and they said that I was going to be the new monitor. Everyone came up to me and hugged me. They were like, "I'm so sorry."
Like a death
Um,
sentence.
The guy that lied about his kids and
Eric.
his pregnant fiance, guys, or was it girlfriend?
Pregnant girlfriend. Pregnant
That
girlfriend.
made me crack. Did all of you believe him? A question I need to ask is how tense was the Viper and 390 situation in real life? You know, when the guy was backing him, how
Yeah.
tense was
Oh.
That was very, and it was much longer than what they showed. He really wasn't turning around. I will say, Perla was so funny. They had her crying like every 2 seconds, but she was hilarious. Like,
that? You can
Oh.
I
tell.
wish they showed her being funny.
I cut this whole I cut this whole thing.
Welcome back to another episode of the BYC podcast. This is where you guys cheer. You have to cheer. The podcast where we debate a range of opinions in a lighthearted way through the eyes of a Christian. But today it is very different. We are not in the studio. Clearly, I am in my humble abode. If you see my LEDs dropping, mind your business. Yeah? Because that's why you should be subscribing. Subscribe so that I don't have to do this with my life. Yeah? Okay. Anyways, I wanted to talk to some girlies. I can't get in the studio, sadly, but because I care so much about you guys, I said I'm going to make a Zoom call shamelessly to do this. So we are going to debrief the second half. So we did the first half in 2 episodes ago. We're going to debrief the second half of Squid Game. As you can all see the tops. Guys, show us your tops.
Woo! My Squid shirt.
Oh,
Claire, I love that.
Yes.
Hannah, where are you?
I'm here. Can you see it?
Okay, we can see it now.
Oh.
We can see it now. So, guys, I am joined by, can we give a warm welcome to, I need to remember these numbers in the right order. 93. Oh, there's no 93. 409.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, stop it. 360.
Woo!
And 26. And 263. Woo!
Go, girl.
The girlies that got further than me in the game, I actually have nothing to say. I am speechless with my performance on this game. But me and Claire, so I haven't met Kelly or Hannah, but me and Claire met on the coach. Guys, do you want to tell them how we met?
Oh my gosh. So let me just set the background. I was the last person on the bus. I felt like I was back in middle school trying to walk on a bus and there's no seats. No one wanted to move over. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start crying. And then Timmy was the nicest person ever. The only one who was like, yeah, of course you can sit here. I sat next to her. It was so nice.
No.
I was
Did I
thinking,
do
oh my
that?
gosh. Yes, you did. Literally, everyone was making themselves spread out, so there was no seats left. And I was like, oh man. But you were like, yeah, of course you can sit here. And I don't know. I was just so nervous. And I remember thinking, oh gosh, she let me sit here, but she's not going to want to talk to me at all. But then you started talking to me and it was so nice. And we were just talking about like, what did we get ourselves into? Why are we doing this? We wish we were in bed back home. It's 3 a.m. We were freaking out, I remember, but it was hilarious thinking back to it.
You guys got on a bus at 3 a.m?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I'm being dramatic. It might have been like 3:30, but
No,
I
it
got
was
my wake up
definitely 3.
call before 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I think I woke up
Yeah.
at 3.
Were you? We were one of the last ones, Kelly.
I was like towards 8:30, I want to say, was our wake up call. I swear on my life.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
That
I
would
was,
make
that
sense
was
because we
me.
were there for hours.
it was later,
Wow.
but it was still. I was watching people like file in and out, so it wasn't like I feel that I got great sleep or anything, though.
Oh, yeah,
Wow,
no, I
that's an
slept
advantage,
knock on
though.
the
That's
door.
crazy.
I
Yeah,
wish
Yeah, we
I
just had
got
to
to
size
sleep.
everybody up. That was it.
It's So funny.
People, and clearly it works for you guys because you guys got further than me by far. By far. I fought for my life. Barely, to be honest. Barely. Someone else fought for my life and killed me, which I was not very happy about. But yeah, me and Claire were in the coach and I was like, honestly, wetting myself. Like, I remember I couldn't breathe. I forgot how to breathe. Like, I was like, Claire, like, well, I didn't know your name. I knew your name, right?
Probably, but you probably didn't remember because we were going through it on that bus.
We were fighting. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I think I'm going to need to poo. Like, I'm so stressed.
Yep.
Like, that level of fear is what was installed within me. I was terrified. But yeah, it clearly went well for you. So you had no reason to fear. So let's start at... So I went out in the first game. Now, I watched how you guys' side went, and you guys were very coherent. I love that for you guys. We were absolutely chaotic. You didn't even see a fraction of it on the show. People were screaming. Like,
people tackled each other?
Yes! There was two men that tackled each other. One man tried to stand on the podium, and the other one caught his feet. Just swept him off his feet. It was mad. But let's go into the pentathlon. What one did you guys do and how did you find it? Because I don't think I could have done the pentathlon. I would have cried.
Well, I'll go ahead and go first. So I was actually, whenever we did the pentathlon, I just ran to a group that was willing to accept me and I knew. So getting there was like, thank goodness, got first challenge done, you know? But I actually was on a pentathlon like group of 10 with Claire's sister, which I didn't know at the time. But I ended up getting pretty close to her because everybody knows now kind of that took 2 days to film. But we ended up getting split. So Erin and I, Claire's sister, were on opposite sides of the pentathlon. So going in, I was actually on the side with like Vanessa, Damien, Vicky and Shawnee. So we all grouped up. Immediately, that part of the team grabs their game. They know. They're like super athletic in it, know it. Damien says he could do Jeggy. Vicky says she's doing House of Cards. Vanessa was like, I've done Ganji before. Everybody was like, get it, girl, because nobody else want to touch that.
You can't learn Ganji on the go. That's rude. Because if no one on your team knows how to play that, you are so cooked.
That's exactly right. Everything else, I mean, at least you could probably make up, but that one was absolutely not. So Shawnee, the only other person who didn't have a game, looks at me and she's like, I could do either of them, or I could do any of them. Which one do you want? And I was like, I'm gonna kill all of you people right now. Like none. But I ended up doing rock throw, and I did lucky shot. Really, like you saw me in catch probably, but lucky shot that I got it on the second try.
Wow.
So ended up, we did go through pretty quick. Actually, like really quick. That's what the other team I think was just getting the flying rock. Poor things. Claire, I am dying to know what Erin was going to do because I didn't even get.
Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot for eliminating my sister, Hannah. Ruined my game plan.
I didn't know. Maybe if you'd have told me.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. She was gonna do Jeggy, but they didn't even get to. I don't even think they got to the second game. It's like it's kind of like juggling, like in soccer. You have to like hacky sack. You have to hit it 3 times.
Oh, that was the kick ups.
Yeah, like the pom pom thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But I did flying stone in my game. We were kind of same thing. Like everyone had something that they were good at. It kind of just worked perfectly. We all had one thing. So yeah, we did it pretty quickly.
Yeah, yours was so quick they didn't show it.
I know, they didn't show it. Hannah's, I heard, was very, very quick.
Did you guys see? Sorry, did you see in the episode? So there's 2 people. God forgive me, I don't want to laugh at them, but I want to laugh at them. First of all, the girl that did House of Cards, and she was like,
Grace.
Bless her.
I mean,
socks.
What a character. I commented on her stuff and I was like, you gave it your all, girl.
She tried.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
You know, when she put her mouth on the cards, I was like, wow, you're willing to do anything for your team. Like, that is a go-getter. And I respect her so much. I'm so sad because I really wanted her to do it. I wanted her to prove everyone wrong so badly.
I
I don't
mean,
remember who she was against.
I mean,
And
if she'd
then
have done it with those crumpled cards, at that point it was
Yeah,
like,
once they were, I don't think they would have ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
they started bending like this. And I
Right.
was like, damn, God
they,
bless you. And then the
Poor
woman
thing.
that was sweating,
Robin.
Robin, love
that
She's the
was
best.
she
so
is.
funny. Honestly, I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't laugh. But that
No,
was so funny. Like, I was looking at her and I was like, please, like, don't let this sweat get in the way. And then one of the, I think what it was that really killed me was someone on her team was like, do you want me to wipe the sweat? And I was like, it can't ever be that deep. Anyway, Kelly, tell us about how yours on
Ours was
pentathlon.
actually also very fast. I
Mhm.
did Gongji, but I
Oh,
had practiced
damn.
Gongji before coming. That was like the only game that I knew for sure I had. So my team was Isaac, Trinity, myself, John T, and then Dan. And so when we had that moment to like decide what we were gonna do, they all kind of like I don't want to say click. They all like were like, well, I can do it if you can do it. Like no one wanted to claim anything. They were all just like, if you can't, I will kind of thing. Except me. I was like, no, like none of you get a choice. I'm doing Gongji. Because if we do
Mm-hmm.
anything else, well, I will not. So
Women
I
in
got
male fields.
Yes.
right. So I got it. I got that one on the first try. And when I like flipped to catch, the one was like literally like
Oh,
I was holding on. My pinky like was like this, and I had it, and I'm like waiting for the go. And then like Jonty built his house of cards in his first try, and I couldn't watch because I was afraid my breath was gonna blow his cards over because I was like right next to him. So I'm like breathing behind Trinity, not like paying attention. It was crazy. It
that
was
is so funny.
wild. And the team that we were going against was equally as fast. They were on like they were finishing up House of Cards when Dan got Jeggy. And so, and I want to say truly it was like less than 5 minutes. And I'm not even like exaggerating. Because Isaac got it, the ball and cup within 2 tries. Trinity was second try. I was first try. John T was first try. And Dan was like maybe third try. I mean, it was so fast.
Damn. Do you know why I was so happy I went out in the first game? Because I could not have done any of the five. I would have been that one that everyone would have left and been angry at. It would
No,
have
you
been,
would have
you,
figured it out.
No.
You would have
no,
figured it
would have,
out
You
because
would
yeah,
the
have got it.
pressure was like, do it. Like,
I
yeah.
don't believe you. What could
It
I
was,
do?
that's how
You
I
could have
approached
done Flying Stone for sure.
yeah.
Flying
No,
Stone.
that's the
Ball
only
and
one I would
cup.
have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I was there, if I'd made it, I think I would have done Flying Stone because that is, we're picking at straws here. Do you know what I mean? We are
Yeah.
picking at straws. This is all I have to offer. I can, do a good underarm throw. So
That's but I
hopefully,
really didn't have it to offer, and I just tried it. But it was truly, it's like a lucky shot. But that's where in that moment you just have to figure, like you just have to. I think
yeah.
You just make it work.
you just, yeah.
Damn. Well, fair play to you guys. Let's move on to catch. Guys, so obviously I am talking about this as a consumer. Yeah, because I I don't know if I ever made this clear, but I wasn't there.
You were,
So
yeah.
on TV, it looked like the most intense thing I had ever watched. Like, I like throwing things at people, but this one, I could have done it. But it was so tense. How was it to actually play it?
So tense.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
hardest part is because, like, while yeah, you're in control, you're not because you have to be throwing the ball good, and then you have to hope that whoever is catching your ball knows how to catch. And so, like, strategically lining yourself up, one for your team, right? However, your team is trying to like play out your line of catch, but then also like who's in front of you and who's behind you, and do you trust them?
Mm. How did you guys find? What did you think of seeing the twins at the front?
So that was
I
my
think
group.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
I
Why
was
did
so
you?
mad when I saw them up there. I was like, how'd you guys let them go up there?
I think
Yeah.
I think that in the moment the strategy of our team was to put our people who were not confident in the back, and then people who were very confident filled the middle, and then people who like didn't care took the front. And so when they were like, we're going to go in the front, whatever, we got here first, like nobody batted an eye in the moment because it wasn't worth the fight because we had already planned out where everybody was going. So it didn't really matter. Like we weren't going to put them in the back because the back was already claimed. So
Mm.
they could have went in the middle, but again, if they're not confident in throwing, then they would have thrown off our whole team anyways. We had a plan. So I mean,
They were so confident in throwing. They bamboozled you all. They
yeah.
lied to you because I feel like what. So this would be my strategy if I was in it. Yeah, I would do strong, weak. Actually, let me think this through. I would do strong at the front, weak in the middle, and then some
But
strong
your
at the
week
back.
probably would not agree.
Yeah, your week would have gotten
That
out because every line went through their middle.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what I don't know that there was a good strategy because we
No.
all had different strategies. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
let me say this too for this game is I felt, at least, I don't remember the time they gave us to really strategize and then move into the dots and then like boom, you're locked in.
Yeah.
But I felt this one was like the hardest, fastest one that we had to,
Yeah.
at least of games I played. I know Claire, but because it was just go. I remember last minute we kind of switched a couple of people and really people were just picking based off of like I personally could have gone anywhere in the line and nobody would have said anything because
Right.
it's not like I'm super athletic but just enough to where I couldn't really say that much. I was
Yeah.
That's the thing is you didn't really have that much time to come up with a plan. So even if you did have come up with a plan, there wasn't a lot of time to be like, okay, you're on this spot, you're on that spot, you're on that spot. So like the time was running out and people just started running to spots. And I realized pretty quickly that this was going to be like as much as a team game they were trying to say it wasn't really a team game. It was an individual game.
Yeah.
So last minute, even though I'm very confident in catching, I was like, let me go to the front. It's the safest option. But I was kind of like the middle front. So I was like, I didn't go right up there, even though I probably should have, just because it would be like, I don't know, just smarter going towards the front or way in the back. But yeah, I was like, let me just do what's best for me instead of kind of listening to the whole team.
Yeah. I actually switched like right before and got because I was where Joan was. She ended up getting out, but not from the catch. I think it was from the throw, not the catch.
Mhm.
But I switched last minute because Shawnee was in front of me, decided to go back. And actually something like that happened to me in the pentathlon too, where I ended up switching with someone. And I mean, those two little decisions like decided that I got to go on.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. That is so good. Sorry, a question I need to ask is how tense was the Viper and 390 situation in real life? You know when the guy was backing him? How
Yeah.
tense was
Oh.
That was and it was much longer than what they showed. He really wasn't turning around. And
Yeah.
people on the bench started yelling at him, saying, dude, what are you doing? Turn around.
Yeah.
And it went on for way longer. And I did really feel bad for Viper because, I mean, you're standing up there and like he was probably getting stressed out. I mean, you're ready to throw it, but you're standing there for so long, he had nowhere to turn. And I kind of felt bad for him.
I pitied him. I voted. Well, I didn't vote, but I told everyone to vote for him to come back again because you see the way that guy went out.
Yeah.
He didn't,
and he really had a chance.
Yeah.
Again?
Here's my unpopular opinion though, is that I think Dalton did exactly what everybody else was doing. He just turned his back and said, I'm not catching it. The girls did the same thing. I can't catch. Does it look like I can catch? I can't. Everybody did the same thing. But because he physically turned around and it got everybody's emotions so high, and I think where like my mindset switches and I'm no longer the unpopular opinion where I like defend Dalton is when Viper had said, okay, I'm throwing it to you. And then Dalton was like, well, I'm still not turning it around, but it was already decided. Because once we locked in our number, like it was locked in. And then they gave you the cue to throw. And what's not seen is a whole lot more drama that was probably like too bad for camera.
Please just me. Please tell me the bits that can be said.
I think it's just like name calling that crossed a line. Yeah.
And
I
it was
agree.
after the elimination.
Yeah, everything was done. Yeah.
To me, because I agree with you, Kelly, what you're saying, like as far as actual play, I agree. But I think people can play with, and you see this later with, I'm super interested in your episodes, Claire, too. But you see this later. You can play with a good attitude.
Yeah.
No, I think it was the attitude that really, the fact that he
Yeah.
wasn't around. But it was even the fact that once he did, it was the reactions, and then it escalated into name calling. And it was like, oh, come on, it was ugly. It wasn't like to his team saying, sorry, you guys, like I had to cave. And then everybody would have gotten it. Even if they just name called him and all this stuff, they would have seen it. Instead, we saw a totally different side of him that was
I agree. I think his attitude after is kind of skewing our opinion, at least my opinion from before. Like now I just look at this situation, I'm like, oh man, like what he was doing is wrong. But I totally get what you're saying, Kelly. That did make sense. That was a good strategy, at least for a little bit.
And it was the same with Alicia. I know, Claire, obviously you and I are fairly close to Alicia, but she's the I can't catch balls or whatever.
Is she the short one?
Yeah.
She said doesn't look like I catch balls.
The blonde. She's so cute. But I told her, like, I still can't get over it that like she wouldn't take that throw from Viper. I can't get over it because I did watch her catch and she's 50-50 at best, but still maybe that would have been a better chance. Like for her. And after that, who can throw? That's
exactly.
You have to have somebody who can catch. You have to have somebody who can throw.
Yeah.
Damn.
And Dalton really did try. Viper, you didn't throw the best ball. Like Dalton tried to catch that ball.
No, yeah.
Oh, do you think it was Viper's fault? Do you think it was?
Yeah. That throw was
from him.
Viper's throw was short. Like
Viper's throw was definitely short.
Yeah.
But I think that at that point,
emotionally, everything was very high. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if we put all of that out, Viper threw a bad ball. And so even if it was the best catcher, I mean, Dalton ran and tried to dive for said ball. It wasn't like he just let it fall. So,
no, he was actually pretty close.
Pretty close.
He was like this. It just fell out his fingers. I remember it was like, because I'm pretty sure he touched it, didn't he? He like tried to catch it and it just.
Right.
Some of them were like pretty sad. And then the people in the back, okay, I'm sitting here talking like as if I threw a horrible ball. But people in the back, it was like, you have to throw overhand at some point.
You have to.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Can we talk about this? Because this was infuriating me as a viewer. I was seeing everybody do underarm, and I was thinking, have you guys forgotten how to throw? When you're going to this distance, you need to eye it up and go over. What do you mean you're going under? Like I was getting, and then some person, I don't remember who it was, but one person threw overhand, and I was like, yes, and then he missed it.
That was Isaac.
That was Ryan, yeah.
But
Isaac threw it overhand too and missed.
At least throw it up in the air so someone can run under it.
Okay, because that's what I wasn't that far, but at least look, if I was going to overthrow, I don't know what happened, but at least I overthrew Emily and didn't throw it at her ankle.
Right.
She had the ability to, if she was a good catcher, which thankfully she was, like catch it way above her head. I mean, but so overthrowing instead of underthrowing was definitely the safer.
And once we got that further distance, I
just don't understand why they were still on. Like it was actually irritating me.
I think it feels more comfortable, and it's hard to judge the distance. I find that a little bit, at least for me, it was a little bit hard to judge the distance after standing there for hours on end and like, watching people over and over. It was. I don't know. It was harder than it looked for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Not your normal game of catch, that's for sure.
No. I told Emily, I'm like, oh, I got the throw.
Yeah.
Wait, did you go well and catch?
So I threw at Emily. I can't remember her player number, but she was one that somebody was betting on. Heath had to bet on her, and I was only fourth in line throwing to her at fifth. I was right behind the two disadvantaged players. And so caught it, but then
my gosh, that disadvantage. Sorry.
That was insane. Oh my God, I remember Ryan
blindfolded
ball from Peter so badly because he was about to throw it to me, and I was telling Peter, I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I've got this, but like, it is what it is. He's just like, I don't want to put anybody else at risk. Are you okay if I throw it to you? And I'm like, it's fine. Yes, throw it to me because I'm just as like, let's see who messes it up, and but then he decided to throw it to Ryan because Ryan wanted it so bad. So I was like, yep, yeah.
Right, go ahead.
Better. Thank God for that. Sorry, those disadvantages were absolutely insane. And I called both of them. When I was watching, I was like, there's going to be a blindfold. I knew that the twin and the other person were going to get handcuffed. It was too obvious. The small ball, though, I didn't see that coming. I didn't know that the ball would be small.
That was intense.
It's like a bouncy ball.
Tiny ball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like
tiny ball was intense. And I do think, even for our strategy, looking back now, they did choose their own, but once again, we only had so much time. But looking back, I think they chose their disadvantages, and that should have come. And I hate to say this, because I like both those players, whatever, but it should have come with a disadvantage. We should have said, but you know, along with everybody else's strategy, we had somebody who we didn't want it to get past. We thought that, you know, the line wouldn't get thrown anymore, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And that just didn't happen. But so the disadvantaged players ended up, I don't want to say having an advantage, but I would say at least level playing field as some of the others in the middle.
Yeah.
So I don't love that, but like it happened, and it is what it is.
Oh, damn, it was. Guys,
they were too close. They were too close to use their disadvantage as a stop.
Well, now, yes, because
I'm deeper in the line.
Right. And I'm just, I'm sitting there thinking about the day before. And when I reflect on that, it's just like, I didn't choose that for a reason. You know, I did not get the scratcher for a reason, because I didn't want to take that risk. And so I think too, okay, let me say this, and I could go on and on, but we weren't sure about what kind of balls they would be.
Yeah.
So, is this going to be a sunflower seed that they're throwing? You know what I mean? Like something, what's happening?
Softball, one of those, like,
could have been a beach ball for the back one. We were ready for anything.
Is it like a tennis ball?
It was a tennis ball, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't tell us that.
We didn't know. Yeah, we had no idea.
Oh, so you only found out when they brought out
Correct.
16 or 6?
Correct.
That was where, like, the back ball, I was really thinking they would get like a beach ball, and it would be.
No, that would be too easy.
No, because it was so far. If you,
it would have never made it. Yeah.
It would have had to be like Viper, like somebody fast and who could. Not me.
Viper, when Viper caught it, I was so surprised. I was like, hell yeah. And then he went out because of that 390. Bless them. Anyways, let's move on to Mingle was next, or Marbles? Mingle was next.
Mingle.
Well, actually, sorry, before that, I want to talk about the guy that lied about his kids and his
Eric.
His pregnant fiance. Guys, or was it girlfriend?
Pregnant girlfriend.
That made me cry. Did all of you believe him?
Heck yeah, I did, because why not? But also, like, it didn't affect me in my game. And I've told a few people this, but like, he is on an apology tour now, because I saw him recently, but he hemmed me up in the bathroom. So I think he feels so guilty about it. Because he is, you know, his story is, he has a story outside of this lie. So I'm still kind of like, why? But he hemmed me up in the bathroom, just to literally, it was just me and him, just to tell me all about this lie. And I guess it's because knowing I'm a mom, I have 2 kids, 7 and 9. And so he was trying to relate, but it was like so forced. And I've said that, to be quite honest, great that your girlfriend is pregnant. I'm not going to lie, that 13 weeks pregnant, like, okay, I don't really need you here. As far as my husband, I've been pregnant before, and it wasn't my best moment. Not to say he should have been more thoughtful of viewers and what he's going through, but whatever. I'm not particularly offended by you pretending that you're pregnant. But then he started going, you know, into his mom and, you know, all this. So, you know, my brother's gay and he has a kid, and that's really where I started relating to him and all this stuff. I'm like unloading my brother's, you know, his whole life too, connecting and coming, like, that part was true. But I mean, that was my thought, was like, wait.
No, the bit again, and then he made everyone sing happy birthday to. Sorry, he told everyone it was his birthday.
He could have stopped at the birthday.
Yeah.
If I was not going to eliminate somebody, it would not have been because somebody was pregnant, or like Nick, the firefighter. He had like a 6-month-old at home with a 2-year-old, something like that. I felt way more sorry for his wife than like a pregnant girl. She's sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
You know.
Bro, shut up. That really made me, that tickled me. Like, I was
I believed it.
deeply by that. And then the other thing, do you know one person I need to give their, what do you call it? Commends? No, not commiserations. What's the positive one? You need to
Command.
give
Like, I'm
them,
going to commend them for. Yes?
yeah, okay, let's go with that. I need to
Okay.
commend them for is Matt when he chose the twin to go against him.
Oh, smart.
Because what
The
before he did
smartest
it,
choice. That was
before
his
It was the
best
only
gameplay.
choice.
that was the only and I remember saying, like, I was watching it with my friend, and I was like, the only person he can choose that will actually give him a run for his money would be one of the twins. So then when
Yeah.
they said 401, I was one happy because that guy got me out. See
Hmm.
ya. And also on top of that, I was happy because it was like, okay, now this is equal playing field. You switched the narrative. You've done well.
Yeah. I
I
think if he
thought,
would have chose any other player, he would have went home.
That's
oh,
right.
100%.
Did y'all know that? Like, my original thought whenever they said, when I knew what had to happen, was like, oh, he's toast. And then people started throwing around the twin, and I was like, oh, okay, okay. Did you think,
Yeah.
like, did y'all think about that before?
I tried to
Knew
say
that
it
that was
wasn't
the only
time for
one.
the twin. Sorry, go ahead, Claire.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think that was the only right choice. I think, like you said, Kelly, anyone else he would have picked, even if he picked, I think Zoe or Kurt, I think people still would have voted for him.
Oh, he would have been gone. Yeah.
He would have
Yeah.
been gone. Yeah.
Do you think he was that much of an aversive character? Like, was he actually as boisterous as he seemed
He
online,
was
or
just
was he nice?
loud. He was nice, but he was loud and he always had
Mm,
an opinion. And so, like, when you're stuck together for 24 hours, like, I love Matt outside of the game, but like, man, he would
yeah.
not shut up. And it was loud.
Yeah.
Like, he's just very New
Um,
Yorker, which is
That's the
fine, but like,
thing.
we're all on wit's end, you know?
Someone
mm,
described it perfectly that I was talking to. He's aggressively nice. Like, if he's
Yeah.
gonna be anything, it's always he's got aggressive emotions, because I like him too, and I never had a problem with him. He told me good morning every morning. That was like his
Mhm.
thing,
oh,
was just super like outgoing. But then in the stress of situations, at times he was like the one, like me, I feed off of positive energy, not lots of noises. And so
mhm.
clearly, like, that isn't the vibe that you're going for in those stressful situations.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's go on to Mingle. Now, I need to know why it was so emotional. Everyone was crying. Like, I've never watched television like that where everyone is bawling. Everyone looked emotionally distraught. And then at the end of the game, everyone decided not to play. Like, can you talk me from the beginning of the game until when everyone was holding hands?
I think a lot of people were excited for Mingle just because it was such a cool set. Walking in, it was honestly amazing.
Yeah.
For me, I wasn't excited because I knew from watching the series that that was going to be a tough game. Also, walking into it, I knew that it was a game that's going to be important for you to have a strong alliance, and I didn't really have a strong alliance at that point. So I kind of just had to like tack onto a group and basically just make myself as useful as possible. So by doing that, I just made sure I could figure out all the numbers and what the possible numbers they would call. And that was kind of my role in the group. But I think it was stressful because it was just so long and like
So long.
everyone was lying to you and you really
Really?
didn't know. Like someone would say, like, oh yeah, you're in my group to your face. And then you would see them turn around and talk to someone else and tell them the same thing. And then you're like, it was just like so crazy because really so many people were lying and people were screaming at each other. And it was so stressful. It's so hard for them to depict that in the show, but it
Yeah.
was crazy.
Katie, what's your experience? Because I saw how you went out, sister. That broke my heart. I said, someone let my sister in. Trinity's there, bawling. He's like, I need to go. I'm like, well, this is so emotional. Like, I can feel it through the screen.
Yeah. So I think what sucks is that nobody, like, mine and Trinity's relationship didn't get developed at all. I did not know Trinity going into the games, but like he was my number one the entire time from day one of the episode until my death. And so a lot of people are like, that's so dramatic, but like literally he was my number one. So keep that in mind. So we had a group of 15 people.
Damn.
And I was our numbers person. And so I had every number covered except seven because obviously there's an extra. And so for seven, I didn't think it'd be fair for me to be like, okay, you seven go there, you seven go there, and you're off on your own. Good luck, you know? And so I chose to be the off on your own good luck person. And
Uh,
next to me was the twin and Austin handcuffed together, and Karim and Peter, and then the rest of their group. And they were a group of 6. And so at the beginning, I'm like, hey, for 7, I got you. And like I had a close relationship with the twin in Austin at this time. And the rest of them were like, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're staying together. And I thought that those guys had a good alliance with the twin. So like I couldn't dare think that they would send them out. They hang out together every single day, all day long. So I felt pretty secure in that decision. Obviously, I didn't know that they were like, these two are, a ball and chain and we have to get rid of them.
No, that was
So
bad mind from that man. I forgot his name, but that was a bad move from
Peter.
him. The
yeah,
blindfolded
I
one.
just
That
wish
was
they
Peter
could have
and Karim.
waited one more round, like, fuck, come on. But anyways, so when they called 7, we were all so confident, including the 2 of them. But then Austin and the twins stepped off the platform. Now, this was the first time somebody had stepped off the platform, and the first time it actually happened. We were not supposed to step off until the noise went off. So the boys got back up on the platform, and then the buzzer went off. There was no communication in between them stepping off and the buzzer. And like, remember, all those interviews are filmed after the fact, right? So I don't think in that exact moment that's what Peter and Karim were actually thinking. I think they were so afraid that if they went into the room with those 2 boys, we were all dying. And
Yeah.
so when Kevin had called for 2, in my mind, I was number 2. I didn't notice that Karim had already went off on his own. And so I didn't see him go in. I just came like me and Peter, right? And so I'm like, okay, this is it. We're the 2. But then Kevin stops me physically with his hands at the door and is like, not you. And so then I'm like, oh, it's personal. Like all this is happening in literally seconds. And so my only other option was to find Trinity and trying to get him to come out the door, because other than that, I had no other choice.
Was he
And
gonna make
so
it 7? He would have been the 7th.
if I had Trinity and Manel come out of that room, but Manel fought so hard to keep the door closed because I don't think she understood that I was like asking for the both of them. Um, and then by the time like everything died down, there wasn't enough time to open the door. We would have all died. So it
The
was
way that they were
dramatic.
on Trinity was aggravating me.
The
Like,
rule was we couldn't touch, but
that's why I'm confused.
Oh,
Because
this
get
would.
your hands off.
I
Yeah.
did too good. I was too dramatic. So that the rule didn't count for me because I made good TV. So
You made great TV.
oh,
I
away I
felt
went.
every emotion.
Yeah.
I could have cried.
I said to my family when I got home, because obviously they knew I didn't win, I didn't stay long. I said if Netflix plays out exactly how I died, there will not be a dry eye in America, and I don't think there was. So I did.
Yeah,
At
no,
least I
it
went
was
out with a
so
bang.
you went out with one of the best deaths. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Mine, no one even knows I was there. To this day, yeah, people have been messaging me and they said, "Oh my gosh, you told me on Squid Game. I haven't seen you."
I didn't see
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
because I was
Well,
there for long. Yeah, I
yeah.
have the photos to show. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And how did you get to the point where everyone decided to hold hands?
Yeah. I wasn't there. I died.
Oh, sorry, sensitive.
So I was the first one to get out in Mingle, so also I died.
Oh,
But no, but that's where you talk about the rules, Kelly, and that is one thing. Like, I mean, I'm not bitter about it because, well, for several reasons, but I think it was probably a good part for me before everybody started. It had to get real serious.
Yeah.
And that's when it did. But they did. We had a practice round. We had rules. They didn't want us to run to the door. Because look, let me tell you, I was one of those people who were most excited to play Mingle. Like if I had to name one game, it was this one. Totally different if I'm playing with my family. Because but when you're playing with a bunch of people, they're your acquaintances in some sense. But you do have alliances. You do have, you want to protect people in a way. It's hard to just push people down and shove them and not let them in a room. Like it is a kind of a grueling game.
Such a heat of the moment kind of.
Yeah, it's like you
reaction.
have to be mean
Yeah.
in some sense. And
Yeah.
you have to be like, no, you're not coming in, or run faster and truly be like,
Mhm.
haha, beat you in a
Yeah.
way.
Mm.
So I
Like
think it's
Vanessa.
so that
Vanessa sprinted.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to talk about because I was in. So Vanessa was in my alliance, And
Oh.
so that's what I mean, it got broken up so quick, immediately actually.
Yeah.
So, but we did a practice round. The practice round number was 10. So fortunately, they had just told us no running, don't shove, no touching, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Well, our alliance was 10. We were using Melissa's group behind us with 12 as like a supplement. But so we walked in single file during the practice round. So calm, never been more calm. I was like, this game, breeze. But so we locked the door, didn't even watch what was going on outside. Not a good idea. But we walked back out. Then they call 6 is the next number. And that's what me and my group literally sat there because I looked very confused. I was, but just sat there kind of chatting. Who's going to be the 6? Who's going to be the 6? And we just kept wondering because we thought that everybody else was doing the same thing as us. And that's what I keep looking around. I'm seeing everybody run to a door. And I'm like, oh my God, we should just be running to it. And then, but I've got like Nico right there. So I'm not going to run off the platform with Nico, like hand in hand. I mean, I'm not going to run him out, but there's a lot going on to where it's not just every man for himself in a way.
Yeah.
Of course it does end up being like that, but that's what got us to that point, I think, was immediately our alliance crumbled. So me and three other people were out. Then I know Damien got out. Damien and Vanessa were standing there. Vanessa ended up racing him. So Viking, who raced Vanessa to the door. So all of those things, like, come together and really shine. Personalities shine.
Yeah.
Honestly,
hours and hours of that. Like we broke for snack, we broke for lunch, dinner, bathroom.
how long was it? Was it a whole day?
Oh yeah, it was long.
Oh, yeah. That's not fun. I think being on TV is not as fun as it looks because it's not actually like high pressure. It's like high pressure, but then I have to sit in it for 3 hours.
I think this game is different. I really do. I don't know if I think all reality TV is like this because remember, like there's so many of us. There's so many of us that like on a cast that's like 20 people, it's much easier. And Clara, I'm sure you can attest to this, is when the numbers got smaller, it was so much easier to do all the things because everything was so big and everything had to be documented, right? So we couldn't win the pentathlon and then go into the dorm because it didn't make sense to only have 12 people in the dorm, like, or where's the other half of the group? All these people are figuring out like, who did you play? So like all of that would have been given away. So there was so much time that had to be a lull so that it would play out well. But I think that once the cast gets smaller, that kind of stuff doesn't really matter anymore. And there's more actual time to just record relationship building.
They didn't show much relationship building this season.
I really think they missed them. I mean, that's just my opinion on that because I watched season 1, like in the relationship,
friendship,
and all of that, and I really feel like they missed the mark. I mean, Kelly specifically, that's a great example. Of like your relationship with Trinity, like that's something that's not visible,
right?
Yeah,
we are never shown together one time except sitting on the bleachers. It's the only time you see us together. And then all of a sudden I'm like screaming, crying his name like he's like my soulmate. Come on, that doesn't make sense. Like,
right. And
towards the end though, they didn't show it, which was so weird. Like there was very few times where I wasn't with Perla or Melissa. Right. And you would think that we didn't even know each other because we were like never even near each other, which I thought towards the end at least they would have to show us together, but no.
Claire, you're leaving. You have to leave soon, so I'm gonna give you some quick fire questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because I'm really intrigued. What's my first question? How was the dorm? How did it stay up? Was the bathroom really dirty? Was the dorm really ugly? How smelly was it?
I think in the beginning, when you have over 200 people using the same communal bathrooms, it got really gross. Also, there's no like janitor team that comes in and cleans it. Like producers kind of clean it up, but I thought the bathrooms were really gross in the beginning. But it's also one of those things that like, going into it, I thought it was going to be really weird sharing bathrooms with people, but you just kind of get over it because you have no other choice.
Yeah.
I have the quickest little thing to say about the bathroom. You have to remember this was a production stage. We were literally using porta potties. Like we weren't using a bathroom. That was a built set bathroom. Like that it stunk. Like I couldn't go into the bathroom except if I was like this and plugged my nose at some points because it smelled like whatever that smell was, I couldn't deal with it. We were not using an actual restroom. Like it
Oh
was
no, it
a
was just
set.
it was design. It was just
Hmm.
aesthetics.
Right. Okay,
That
anyway.
is horror. And I know that you guys didn't shower every day.
No.
You
No.
showered like what, once a week?
Well,
I
I
got
towards
one
like the
shower.
end. Towards the end, like we could shower whenever. It was just kind of like based on the production schedule. Like
Yeah.
if we had to play a game that day, if you didn't wake up in time and all the showers were full, especially when there was a lot of people, like you just didn't have time because you had to go play a game. And they would have a producer come and block the shower. So, and they put tape over it, like as an X, so you couldn't
It
go
was
in and
just
wash.
Okay.
it was just the first 3 days that really were that shower kind of block, I think, because there
Yeah.
was too many people to actually shower. So
Yeah, and we all needed to still have the same appearance because we went into pentathlon looking one way and we couldn't come out with hairstyles that were different. So, especially for women,
Mm.
we couldn't shower.
Yeah, you had to look the same. Because
Mhm.
damn, okay. Next question. Can you tell us how you guys ended up in a circle for Mingle? Because you would know.
Oh, like, oh yeah, where we held hands.
Yeah, please tell me what happened.
You know what? I've seen so many people say this is scripted, and it gets me so angry because it wasn't scripted, but like they physically can't show hours of footage, but people were not playing anymore. Like that's how stressful it was. People were screaming, saying, "We're not doing this anymore. Everyone hold hands." Someone was like, guys, they were able to split the money in the actual series. Like, we're supposed to be able to split the money, like, just hold hands and like everything will be okay. And I'm thinking, you guys, this is Squid Game. We signed up for this. Like, what do you mean? Like, we can't
Mhm.
split the money. So I'm kind of like, I'm not holding hands. But then I didn't hold hands at first. And then I have someone screaming at me, what are you, a sheep? Hold hands, hold hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, like people went absolutely crazy. And it's so hard to even describe. Like, I wish there was like an uncut footage that they can show because like people's true colors showed. Like they were absolutely nuts. And honestly, some people have had to apologize the next day because of how
Mhm.
nuts they went. But yeah, that people were not playing. They put the number two on and no one ran to the room. Everyone just stayed there. I kind of got with a person because I was thinking, all right, like, are we gonna run to rooms? Are we not?
right.
Like I was
Right.
ready to go. I was like, screw this, like I'm going. But no one else was moving. So then I was like, if no one moves, like they can't eliminate all of us. We might as well just stay here. And that's when they brought the presents out. And you know what? They got us. That was crazy. Like no one expected they were doing that. You know what? I
I
think
did.
that they were, yeah, I think that they were gonna give it to us like when we were in the
Through
rooms.
your
But
door.
since no one moved, they just were like, all right,
Through
whatever.
that
And then
little
they came. Yeah, it
As
was
soon as I
crazy.
saw the presents, I was like, oh, marbles. Oh, like
See,
instantly. But maybe I'm biased because I did see the trailer.
Yeah.
yeah, see,
I just had a
when we were
feeling.
there, no one knew at all, but we had already gotten kind of in our groups of two. Like people were
Mm,
like,
Mhm.
all right, I guess we should just stand with someone real quick because like what else are we gonna do?
mm.
But it was crazy.
well, and that would have been the first time to go from game to game like that. So it's not like you're expecting after that
Right.
super stressful game. Like
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. There wasn't a lot of downtime between marbles and mingles, or sorry, mingle and then marbles. Like we just played this crazy stressful game where people were screaming at each other and like, like going against their alliance, shoving people. And then we just went into marbles and it was kind of like, it was so weird. I wish we had time after mingle to kind of like talk to each other and be
Yeah.
like, yo, you're fake for that.
Yeah, you're actually a prick.
they get
Yeah.
you right where they want you though.
Yeah.
Socially, emotionally, physically.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you guys actually experienced the emotional turmoil. Thank God I didn't. Anyway, Claire,
No,
next
we went
question.
through it on that bus.
Oh yeah, no, I went through like enough for all the 3 weeks on that bus.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was terrified. I didn't
Yeah,
even know
me
where I
too.
did it.
Me too.
I was gonna ask you, how did you find being a monitor? How did you find? Sorry, you threw me when you voted out. When you voted out Isaiah, I screamed at my TV. I was like, I didn't see that coming. I was so shocked. Like, what was your thought process through being a monitor, getting added, and then voting him out instantly?
You know what? So, first of all, my strategy the whole time was just to fly under the radar. I didn't
You
volunteer
did.
for anything. I didn't get the Russian doll. I never went in the boiler room. I was like, I'm just gonna lay low, be cool with everyone, and hopefully no one knows I'm there. And it was working the whole time. I got top 20 and I was like, wow, like I'm starting to feel good. I was friends with a bunch of people. They don't really show that, but
Mhm.
um when I got that monitor, so we knew that monitor wasn't a good thing after those three were at risk for elimination. So when he came back in and they said that I was going to be the new monitor, everyone came up to me and hugged me. They were like, "I'm so sorry."
Like a death sentence.
So it was
Yeah,
kind
and
of
they,
like okay,
yeah.
that actually ends it. So it's kind of like did he know what he was doing was negative, kind of?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, there's a reason why he didn't pick one of his close allies to be monitor. If he thought it was a good thing, he would have picked the people he was
Right.
closest to. He picked me because, you know, my life to him was indispensable in the game. He could care less. And I also think that he didn't want to pick someone else with a really strong personality because then I feel like they would kind of clash. But he kind of spun it like, "Oh, I'm making you monitor because I trust you." But I knew that wasn't why, because I'm looking at his alliance members right there and he didn't pick them. So, and everyone's coming over me. "I'm so sorry." They're hugging me. And I'm like, did I just get eliminated? What is going on? But yeah, you know, kind of a behind the scenes thing. I had fully picked to send home someone else at first. In my head, I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I was gonna send home player 17, Vanessa, because I hadn't had one single conversation with her.
Well, I knew she was stuck in there with no one. That's what I'm
yeah.
like.
And I just said, like, I said, I was like, look, nothing against her. I just don't know her.
Right.
And if they would have let me make that decision that night, I would have sent her home. Like, I was completely set. They let me sleep because it was just so late by the time they made me monitor. They just wanted us all to sleep. Woke up the next morning and then he came over to my bed and just started saying that, you know, he was in it for himself. And that conversation was 10 to 15 minutes long. They showed maybe 30 seconds to a minute, but it was just very much the vibe of like, I'm not here for anyone anymore. I'm done saving people.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a sword and give you a sword right back. And I'm going to stab you. And hopefully you do the same thing. And so I'm just sitting there like, what? Why is he telling me this? And honestly, I had thought for a second, I was thinking to myself, was it a rule that I wasn't allowed to send home another monitor? And I actually went and asked a production member. I was like, hey, was that a rule? And they were like, no, what are you talking about? And I was like, because he just said this to me. And the production member was like, he said that to you right now? And I was like,
Do you
yeah.
think he thought you already eliminated someone?
I don't really know. I don't know.
Maybe he just thought he wouldn't eliminate the other monitor too.
I think he just felt really comfortable and thought I wasn't going to do that. I don't know why, because I mean, him and I weren't super close. Like, we weren't in a close alliance. Like, he wasn't even super aligned with Kate.
He said that on the show. He said, you know, a lot of conference or whatever, it's not going to be one of us. So
yeah, he did. So I just think that he didn't think I would send home another monitor. But at that point, look, there's less than 20 people in the game. You barely get chances or opportunities to send people home. I might as well make a strong decision, like a strong move, instead of just sending someone home that I didn't know. Like, that would have been the softest move ever. Yeah. And if they would have showed that whole conversation and then showed me being like, oh yeah, whatever, like, that's fine, say that to me, I would have just looked so dumb. Like, I feel like in my eyes, he kind of gave me no choice. Like, and I'm telling you right now, I would not have sent him home if he didn't have that conversation with me. I definitely wouldn't have. I was going to send home Vanessa.
Well, I'm glad
justified with that conversation. You know, that was good.
I think
kind of
coming with you to the boiler room really helped you because you guys were able to talk it out. Like, you did, you had somebody who was like, wait, what? Yeah, okay, let's do that. Versus just sitting there being like, oh, I don't know if this is the right decision. Like, you had support right off the bat.
Yeah,
exactly. And you know, the thing is that him and her were actually in a close alliance.
They were very close
before then. And then he had kind of, in her eyes, kind of turned on, well, in his eyes, she kind of turned on him. And then in her eyes, he kind of turned on her. So like, they already, it was just very interesting, like their dynamic. But again, there's a reason why he picked me as monitor. He didn't think that, he thought that my life was indispensable. So
yeah.
Damn, yeah, you ate that. And then also,
get it, Claire.
Yeah.
Get it, girl. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, that's such a boss babe move.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was a really good move.
I was so proud. I was very taken aback, but I was like, bro, we haven't heard your voice this whole season. And
I know. I was so mad I had to do that. I was like, seriously?
I was like, damn, hell yeah. You know, slides, was it shoots and snakes?
Shoots or slides and ladders. So yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah. Oh, was it not shoots? Because everyone was saying shoots.
Technically, that's like the real name of the game.
Yes, slides and ladders. I'm guessing that's an American thing. Because over here it's snakes and ladders.
Yep.
Anyway,
Mhm.
whatever it was for you guys, how was that? Because I'm not gonna lie, that game made me really not like Steve. Steve or Steven?
Yeah.
Steve, I love Steve.
You know
You
what?
liked him? Oh, sorry.
You know what? I thought Steve was great until that game. I was
Oh,
like, I felt like he kind of hid behind Kevin the whole time because Kevin, another one like Matt, he was so loud. Kevin was 402. And like Kevin got eliminated, and then Steve started being so loud. I was like, where did this guy come from? Like
Oh,
he was just chirping everyone the whole time. And honestly, like I
yeah.
feel like as a viewer, I kind of found it a little bit funny. But I remember being there. I was like, what is this guy doing?
he
Like
had
he was
nothing to
so loud.
lose. He had
Yeah,
nothing to lose.
exactly.
He just
That's
lost
a
his
good
best
point.
friend and he didn't
Yeah.
need
And
money,
he's got
Right. And I
money.
didn't
away
know
he
that he
went.
had all that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's
This kind
got
of reminded
money.
me even of the Dalton situation with like the attitude though, because I think he could have done the same things just without the attitude so much. Now,
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but that's what was kind of just like, I get that you're doing it, okay, but it's just like the attitude and intent, and I get the revenge too, but it's like it was just the angle of the way he was saying it. It's kind of like, well, you're a villain, and
From what I
he seemed
heard,
okay with it, like
From what I
whatever.
heard was the set was so insanely quiet when you guys played that game, and he like the only things you heard during the game were Steve's little sidebars. So it was
Yeah.
almost like he was trying to lighten the mood, but they came off villainesque.
I can totally see
Yeah.
that because yeah, it was very quiet. It was quiet to a point where production was like, "Hey, you guys know you can talk. Like, you don't have to be quiet during this game." But I think everyone was just so stressed, like no one wanted to say anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Like even if you whispered something or like kind of said something low, people would hear it.
I think for me, it was like, Steve, the first time you want to get your revenge, we're happy. Yeah. After that, please shut up. Like we've heard you. You've lost the one of them. Be quiet now. We understand. Like he kept saying it. He was like, oh. And then Kate went, bless Kate, man. She went, tell that to my son. Oh,
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot
when
of
he
people
said
didn't
that.
like that.
It was
yeah.
really sad in the moment because Perla had just stopped crying because she went through it in that game. She was up at the
Oh,
top, then down at
she.
the bottom, then up at the top. Finally stopped crying because she was fighting with Steven the whole time. Like she's finally good. Had to make a choice. She had to pick someone. I mean,
Yeah.
she picked them because they had an advantage. It was strategic. And then Kate said that to her, and she started crying again. I was like,
Oh,
no.
from there, I knew she was my winner. From there, she was
Yeah,
my. Because I was like, girl, you've suffered too much in this game. You
yeah.
have suffered.
But I will say, Perla was so funny. They had her crying like every 2 seconds, but she was hilarious. Like
You can
Oh,
I
tell.
wish they showed her being funny. She would take the mic pack, like when we were sleeping, and she would put it around her head and tie it like a blindfold, and she'd just be sleeping there like that. It was so funny.
No, I'm
But
so happy. So I'm guessing you're happy that she won.
yes, yes, I was
Yeah.
pretty close to Perla. I would towards the end, like if I had to pick one person out of the final, or if I had to pick my top three out of the final five, I was closest to Perla, Deja, or Trinity. So I
That
was
was
pretty
my
happy.
that was my three. That was what
Yeah,
those were the ones I wanted to win. It went Perla, Trinity, then Deja.
Deja.
Deja. Yeah,
Deja. Yeah, but I liked all three of them.
yeah,
If you had to round up, Claire, because we didn't get to get onto your last game, but it's
yeah.
okay. If you had to round up your Squid Game experience, everyone, in a sentence, 3 words, what would you say? Would you do it again? Would you recommend?
Oh, I would say crazy, and I don't know if I have another word other than crazy.
Would you do it again?
Wild. I would do it again though, which is the most messed up part ever because if you would have asked me right when I got home, I'd probably be like, no, I'm all set. But now that I'm home, it's been like, 10 months. I'm like, all right, I'd do it again.
Oh, I don't think I would do it. I don't think I'm devious enough. Like, I don't think I could have. Once someone starts showing me their straight eye, I'm like Trinity, I will sacrifice myself for the team. Like, I am actually like
Yeah.
him in that aspect. Like, when he did it, I was so proud because I was like, oh my God, this is something that I would do. I ain't got no kids to feed. All I want to do is buy my 40 inches wig and go on holiday. That's all I
Oh
want to
yeah.
do. So, like, I hear why he did what he did. And I just don't think I have the heart. Everyone there is a bit devious.
Yeah, definitely.
Kelly, tell us how would you summarize your experience?
Um, I think I would say excitingly high pressure.
Do you feel like the
And
adrenaline was good? Was a good type of adrenaline?
yeah, I mean for the most part, yeah. I've played sports my whole life, so like I've lost many games in my life. So coming home, like it was just another loss and I've coped with losses. So I didn't have like a hard time adjusting back. It truly felt like a game. I don't think I would recommend it to other people just because there's no benefit for you unless you win. And
Oh my God, I was going to say that.
I think we learned the hard way on how people can benefit off of your emotions.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, there's a lot of screen time of people who probably deserve to be paid that aren't. Just
Yeah.
other reality TV that I think would be a better fit if someone wants to do reality TV. I
Please.
probably would not recommend Squid Game.
I agree. I think I'm gonna go on Big Brother. Listen, I wouldn't have lasted on Squid Game because I have too much of a personality. I'm the type to do a cartwheel in the middle of the dorm, and they would have voted me out
We
for being
were,
female.
we were, you could have came with us.
Stop it!
Handstand
They cut
contest.
all that.
What do you say?
So they cut all that. We were
Yeah,
doing
you'll never see it, but we
They
did.
didn't show personality at all this season, and I'm really sad. So, like, that's the only reason I'm not pressed because it's like I wasn't related to anyone. I came by myself. I was not gonna get any screen time anyway, even if I was there. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Hannah, you summarize for us.
So I thought it was like adventurous and competitive. It was definite. I would go back. But I would go back. I mean, it's been 15, 20 years since I've done anything competitive. I grew up in gymnastics, super serious gymnastics, and then I did cheerleading at LSU. And so like I've done things that are competitive and high energy and all of this, but it's been a long time. I really just went to take a break from the kids, from the life, from everything. And I went with a smile on my face to do it. But if I went again, I would try to prepare more mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, and just get ready for it as a game. Not that I think it is terrible, but as far as recommending it to other people, I would full on say like, if this is something you like, because I love being random and spontaneous and like just living life, and I'm okay if I lose. Like I am not the person that's gonna like, go into a deep hole if I lose. I'm like, well, it was an experience. But I would recommend it to somebody that feels that way. But if you're truly just going to win the money, I would, or it's still a long shot. Like, sure, you can subject yourself to all of this whole experience, which is even worse than I would say it looks on TV because you don't realize the amount of time, and how hungry we are and how we miss our families. Like,
oh my God, the food.
Sick.
What do you say?
Yeah.
Who said they were sick?
Yeah, there's a whole plague.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
No,
to get one of those like Alka-Seltzers or whatever. It was a treat. I was
to get our electrolytes, but really it was vitamin C.
No, this is so hell. Guys, honestly, you guys are better than me. Sometimes I hear your stories and I'm like, okay, I see now.
That's why she lost her mind.
That's why. That's why they were losing it. It makes sense. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. Claire, I know you have to run, but thank you so much.
Okay.
Who are you guys? Is everyone happy with who won? By the way, Kelly and Hannah, are you happy?
I mean, I wish it was Trinity, but it is.
Oh
what
yeah.
it is.
Oh yeah.
So that part was heartbreaking. I'm sure for you.
Yeah.
You were freaking out probably.
When he got home, he was like, I have to tell you something because I don't want you to watch it. And I didn't let him tell me for the longest time. And then eventually he made sure I knew before it all happened because I was like, he's like, I don't want you to be mad. And I'm like, I would never be mad unless you self-eliminated. And that was like my response to him. And so then he like took some time to tell me. But yeah.
You know what? I think that's the best way you could ever go out. That's the most selfless way you could ever go out. I think it's the best way because if he evaluated it and it made more sense for him to leave, it was better for him to go out like that than in red light, green light.
It's hard because I think Trinity needed it so bad. Like,
I really
works
wanted
for Chick-fil-A. He makes literally minimum wage.
Yeah.
And he puts everybody before himself. Like, talk about somebody who played the game because they need the money.
Yeah.
Like, he is one of those people who really played because he needed the money. And like y'all didn't get to see all his crash outs throughout the seasons and like his story and explaining like his relationship with his mom or his sisters or you know, like growing up in his childhood and how much music and the church really helped him. So it's very unfortunate that like none of that stuff will ever be known.
I am so sad. Actually, guys, I lied. I wanted Trinity to win, then Perla, then Deja. That was my order. I found Trinity on Instagram and I messaged him, please win. And he just sent me laughing emojis, and now I understand why. Because he knows he didn't. And I also really wanted Faith to win. You know, Faith that was Deja's bestie. Well, of course, you know. I really wanted her to
So
win.
nice.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Claire.
You're so nice.
And she was so blunt and serious. Like she had the best mouth. She had such a slick mouth. I loved it. She was so
You have
good.
no idea. You have.
Yeah.
I can tell. I can see a sister.
It was hard to see her halfway stand up and then be like, no, you just take your own, you know. That was rough. Anyway.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Oh, Hannah, you didn't say who you wanted to win. Who did you want to win?
Oh, no, I mean, I'm good with Perla. Really, all of them I thought were great. I would have been happy. I mean, I'm glad that Steve didn't win.
Same,
But,
sorry.
I mean, I hate to say that just because, like, I mean, you have money though. But everybody else I thought was a really good choice. I mean, Vanessa, to be honest though, I want to be like I was cheering for her the whole time. I was in ways, but she was like on an island in there immediately and hard. So she was fighting for her life left and right. So I was even proud of her. She got, early speaking.
Got far.
But you got to have that alliance, and not that it really played like that for red light, green light. But I mean, you know, I thought at some point that would be coming.
People think that red light, green light was staged, but that's a conversation for another day because I know that's not true. Anyway,
I don't
guys,
think you can accidentally tear your Achilles.
Like what type of rubbish? And anyway, I don't want to get mad. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for coming. This is the end of our Squid Game series. Yes, unless I get Perla to come on. Yeah, you guys go and bombard her and tell her to come on, and then maybe I'll bring it back. But thank you guys so much. From me and all the other Squid Game players, it's over and out.
Yes. Thank you. This was so fun.